Sunday night, Tracky talks bollocks.
Hi girls and guys, it's MrTrakky and we're on the right track. Welcome to episode 12 of the Real Life Show. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about image and people's perception of you. So, last night, my other half finally managed to drag me out the house and we went out for my brother-in-law's other half's birthday. It's been a long time since I've been clubbing because I'm a boring old fart now. But we went to quite a snazzy cocktail bar. Now, we walked in and I'm somebody who likes to go out and do what they call drop foot. I like to dance when I go out. I've always been the guy on the middle of the dance floor having a good time. I love music, hence why I'm called MrTrakky. But we walked in and yes, everyone was smartly dressed, really smartly dressed, you know, dicky bows and cocktail dresses and so forth. But me and my other half, we noticed everyone was a bit stiff, and I don't really think it was our scene as such. However, we was there, so we thought we'd make a night of it. Had to say the cocktails were beautiful, rather expensive, but they were nice. But we waited for a while and you had to have an armband to go upstairs, and what was going on is people were getting seated at tables before the general consensus of people were allowed to go upstairs where the rest of the night would continue. And I noticed there was quite a few people buying the likes of your Grey Gooses and your Belvederes, and the tables, the only seating in the club were tables that you had to pay a certain amount of money for. We're talking £200, £300, maybe £400 for, and it made me feel a bit like what the fuck, you know what I mean? Two girls in red dresses would come out with your Belvedere with sparklers on, walk in a synchronized form, turn at the same time, place your bottles down on a table, and to me it was just real cheesy and so cringe. Now, people are going to say to me, were you just jealous? No, if I wanted to spend £200 on a bottle that I'm going to piss out 5 minutes later, I would, because I can afford it. And I've got a bottle of Ciroc which they brought out downstairs in my kitchen. I just don't feel the need for the attention that these people were hungry for. And I know what it is. These days, there are people out there that will see that and go over to it. And the guys that were doing it, it was all for female attention and nothing more. But that's down to image and people's perception of you. They feel, when they look at these guys, oh, he's got money. And I'm not saying that's every woman out there, because it's far from it. There are plenty of women out there, including my other half, my mum and most of my aunties, that have done a damn good job of taking care of themselves without any men's money. Now, it's more than about the whole trying to get women thing. It was the way people were dressed. It was the way people were acting, you know, as if their shit didn't stink. And I just felt out of place personally. I can hold it up with anybody. I can wear a tuxedo and look real smart like my name's 007, but I just don't feel the need to act as if I'm something that I'm not. And it brings me on to another point. One day I was at work and I deal with the railway, as I've mentioned before, and I was dealing with the passengers in customer reception, and there was a train on the platform which was delayed and then it was cancelled. Now, it comes in about 40 minutes before it leaves, and it was cancelled about 5 minutes before it left, to the passengers' frustration. And there was a big queue of people in the reception, and one guy pushed in front of about 13 people, cut all of them up, walked straight up to the desk where I was sat, slammed his briefcase on the table, and just started going off on one about how he's a barrister and he's got a really important case to get to, blah blah blah. Needless to say, he was a bit of an arsehole. Now, I felt the need to tear him down and just let him know that he's pushed in front, which he didn't really care about. He was obviously used to talking to people like shit. But I had to make a point to him, which was, if he's a barrister and he's in court every day, and he should be a professional in knowing when to speak and knowing when to shut up and let somebody else speak. And I just had to tell him that if he was in a courtroom now, the judge would be smacking his ass basically for being in contempt of court. And it was all that bravado on the basis that his image was, I'm a barrister, I'm more important than anybody in here because I've got a court case to get to. What was more hilarious about the whole situation, the woman who was next to him, because he was going to make a formal complaint about myself, was a lawyer who owned their own law firm and just happened to put her card on the table and say, if you make a complaint about this gentleman, I'll make a counter complaint telling everyone what an arsehole you've been. So, people's perception of you, are you really bothered about what people think of you? Do you try and uphold a certain image of yourself? I know I like to be seen as a respectable person, but in regards to my image, I don't try and be somebody I'm not. And there's a lot of people out there that seems to be doing that. Guys, that is pretty much it from me today. Hope you've enjoyed this video. And as always, could you like, share and subscribe? And don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.